All right. What is cracking? We are live. We're back again with everyone's favorite internet show, Hero's Journey. I'm your host, Travis. Episode 65. Hope everyone's doing well. It is Saturday, May 22nd. Up in here. Just going to check my levels. I think everything's looking pretty good, looking and sounding good. So, got a little laundry list of items that I want to check out today. But my main little topic of discussion I wanted to talk about is perfection. Is perfection attainable, or is it a weird thing we've been taught to attempt to get, whereas it's impossible? Like, you can never. And let me just do one thing here because I want to get deep into this. So there we go. Yeah, it's looking good. All right, looking good. I have a couple other things too, but so we are going to start with that. So we have some nice, lovely Travis tunes playing in the background. Shooting on the A7S3 per usual. A7. Ooh, we have some weird things going on in that lens. I'm using a UV filter that I don't necessarily trust, to be honest. Don't necessarily trust because it was like part of like a party pack, or not a party pack, when you buy like an item and they give you some freebies. And I really wanted this camera bag that came with it, and everything else seemed pretty great. But sometimes with glass, you got to be careful with, getting a cheap thing, a cheap piece of glass. Checking these levels. Looks great. I'm a professional, guys. I'm a professional. But it's not really you usually can't tell. It does the social media compression, and then you end up with a better than average looking shot. Either way, you're never gonna really tell how good or bad it looks when you have one UV thing on there or another. I mean, maybe when you start, and other filters are obviously different because they do more, but a UV filter for me is kind of more so just to protect the lens. I don't actually use it for the UV light protection. It's more of a uh, mechanical protection. Just so if anything scratches the lens or if you drop it or something like that, you're breaking a $20 to $50 piece of equipment as opposed to $1,000 piece of equipment. So that's my thoughts there on that. But back to the topic of discussion here. So perfection. A little backstory. I grew up trying to be perfect. I grew up thinking that if I was perfect and I did no wrong, then my life would be perfect. But that's the trap we get set in. And it's even further than that. It's almost a fear of wanting to belong, and you reach that point by being perfect. And that can be with your we got a skeeter. My skeeter blower. Watch this. Sorry, audio. Get that skeeter out of here. Wonder how loud the audio. Let me check how loud this music's coming through. I want to have a little bit of music in here, but I don't want to override the stream. So that's kind of cool. We'll see. I'm still figuring that out if I like to have the little background music or not. The MacBook Pro speakers are so great that I like using it. Um, And this guy, this beautiful beast right here, the H6 is just, this is my new favorite little mic move. And by the looks of the screen, you can't even tell that it's sitting below. I like that. I like that. It's a little trickery because I don't mind having like all this in the shot. I think it looks kind of cool, but I can see how it's a little jarring, or it kind of takes away from the image. But back to the perfection story. So I think what would happen to me is I would work so hard and so long to make these things perfect, to make a movie, a song, a paper in school, my outfit, uh, decision. What's up, Ashley? Moving to Florida. We're on Instagram Live over here too, y'all. We got the usual Instagram Live. This is live TV. This is live TV. We don't mess around here. We have a fellow. We have a Team Trav audience member. I think moving to Florida, the new land of the free. That's how I feel. She says about perfection. Should I continue my little rant? Yeah. So when I was growing up, everything had to be like perfect, and it even goes so far as to, um, like I didn't really even. There would be no actual benefit from being perfect. There would be no reward. It would just cause like dismay, and it would just cause like pain, because you sit there and you try so hard to make this thing perfect. Now, for me, filmmaking is the easiest way to prove this true, because you'll sit there on a film edit. So say you have two film edits. One, you just literally take 10 seconds of a movie, or you just take 10 one movie, you take your phone and you film something on the street for 5 seconds, and you post that, and it gets billions of views, it goes viral. Another incident, you grab your pro camera gear, grab your audio gear, you get actors, you get lights, you get cameras, you get sound, you get all that. You go, you spend months filming this thing, you upload it, and then it doesn't get no views, it doesn't get no love. That video that took 10 seconds to make gets more action than this video that took months to make. And that's an easy way to see that you so what's the point of trying to make something perfect if it's going to end up just causing you more pain and struggle? Ashley said, yeah, but it's easy to you, not me. Their perfection thing, no, I've been dealing with this for a while. Definitely not easy. But and there's a great quote. I'll finish the story. There's a great quote. So these two videos you put out, one you didn't work on at all, one you worked your ass off, and the one that you didn't even care about goes viral. So you're like, well, what's the point? But I think that just goes to show sometimes we're so subjective, and we're so caught up in our own beliefs of how we look and how we are, how we present ourselves, how our things look, um, etc. That objectively it's really hard to look at ourselves and look at our creations, or just look at what we're doing, and that creates almost a like relationship with your creations, and they're like your babies. So you almost feel ashamed or embarrassed when a video or thing you make or do doesn't get the love and respect that you know in yourself that it should get. And from the outside world, they don't see it the same way. So in the end, being making the thing perfect. I'm not talking about like working really hard on something, and then it's like it's just the nature of that project or that thing is going to be more work. But every single thing you do, when you try really, really hard to make it like ideally perfect, like 100% perfect, then that's where you run into that trap where you actually are just digging yourself a deeper hole because now you're just wasting more time making this thing more perfect when it was already finished. Because, and here's the quote that I love, and I gotta shout out Gibbs, Gibney, the musical artist, for telling me this. Is that he was talking about songs, and a song is never finished. You just become satisfied with it. So that's how I approach everything now. Like nothing I do is ever actually completely finished because that is the same as it becoming perfect. You're never going to completely finish something where it's in this perfect ideal state. There's always going to be one or two little things that kind of like bug you about the end product. And Ashley said, "Okay, we got to talk cuz I'm so funny and you need to help me with video taking." True, that's how I feel. Cool. Yeah, it's funny. Like that helped me a lot. Was and again, I take this all with a grain of salt. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I just know for me it worked super well because now I'm able just to make more things and do more. We got hot actions. I'm able to make more things, do more things, and then keep pushing out and moving on to the next one. It's like in the business or just work world, like when they say ship it. What's up, Jay Breeds? Talking about perfection, and it's not an actual thing. It's impossible perfection. And Gibbs, shout out Gibbs, taught me that nothing's actually perfect. You just become satisfied with the end product, and then you ship it, and then there's flaws, but you're the only one that really knows those flaws. Like especially with movie making, I said, yeah, but you're cool. No, you're right. I mean, I guess I'm kind of cool now, but I used to not always be cool. And no, definitely trust me. Like I've only been really showing my face more, like and talking to the camera more, like in this aspect for like a year. Like I usually am behind the camera filming things, and now that I'm front and center, it's like definitely been a shift. And I feel like I'm just this like weird narcissistic, like it's me, me, me. But this is kind of becoming more so how I enjoy to create with my tools because it's almost like when I started making beats, I would rather play in a band and play music with other people, but sometimes it's hard to get people together and scheduling and all that. So this kind of happened because of the CO, the bad thing that happened, the plague. I can't say that word anymore because YouTube, you took down my other video when I was talking about that. Oh, thanks, Ashley. She said, "Think you're doing great. I appreciate that." Well, you too. What's up with your Florida trip? Let's hear it. But I lost my train of thought. Oh, that's why making damn, what was I just talking about? But I know I wanted to say about making a song. That's why making a song so funny. Because when you make a song, oh no, I was talking about like making beats. So I'd make beats. I started making beats so I could play in a band by myself. So I didn't have to like meet up with people and do that. Not that I didn't want to, but there'd just be times when I wanted to like create some music and I kind of wanted to like record it too. I just wanted to, for some reason, I like having a little bit of a product after I do something, maybe just to have some form of tangible outcome, tangible output from that. But when I started making beats by myself, I realized like, oh, this is fun. It's like playing in a band just by myself. And I got really into it where I didn't think I would. And it was super cool to like be able to create by myself and not have to have other people too. And that's why I started doing more of these videos because I can just create by myself. And this is actually more fulfilling to watch than just like random B-roll and slow-mo. Like you have to have someone to connect with. You can't just have slow-mo nature drone shots the whole time. Like that's great, but really the meat and potatoes of like art and film is resonance. Like you being able to resonate, and you can only do that so much without some kind of narration or some people or some character. So you can't just watch a B-roll and be like super moved for longer than 20 seconds. Like it needs to cut to dialogue or someone to latch onto as the character. Ashley said, I have to go to school, but I need to do something with my idea. Haha, meat and potatoes. Yeah, the meat and potatoes. What school for? Florida, the new land of the free, home of the brave. It's gonna be sweet. I guess you're gonna no. I mean, it's funny because it is like super humid in Florida, but it's like you gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, nursing, cool. Like I've always wondered, like the super elderly people that live in Florida, like when you get that to that age, is like heat and humidity not as bad? Seems like it's not. But back to my little story. So when you start, music's a perfect example of why it's so hard dealing with perfectionism because you sit there and you'll work for hours just to make like a snare like hit a certain way or a hi-hat have a little more high EQ or cut off a little lower. There's just so many teeny little variances with making music that you can get just lost in trying to make each little thing perfect. And it's the ideal way to look at perfectionism because I would sit there hours and hours and days trying to make this song perfect. And then other days I would just make a beat in 10 minutes and it'd be fine and it'd be great. And it would be less produced and less perfect, but that would get more plays or that would get more resonance with the audience. So you never know what's going to be like your hit or the thing that grabs people. And that's why just getting too obsessed with the super small details. Hey, how's it going, Dana? With the super small, we're talking about perfection and it's an illusion. The super small details, if you get too obsessed, it can just turn you into a crazy person because you'll sit there all day with every single thing trying to make it perfect. When in reality, it's a subjective thing you're trying to figure out. Like there is no perfect. Like making it this 100-degree, 100% of perfection isn't going to end up in it becoming like a huge draw for like look at things in our lives that are perfect, like the Lord of the Rings trilogy with Frodo with Elijah Wood. Like those are perfect. Like the first Lord of the Rings movie, that was a perfect movie. Or even like Jurassic Park. The first Jurassic Park was perfect. Like it's perfect. But obviously, you can still go in there and find little things to tear it apart. But in the grand scheme, that is perfection. And even those perfect moments in time of art created, there are still imperfections. So that's why you just never want to drive yourself crazy with that. And for me, it was definitely like something I had to get over. Like I really was like a perfectionist, and now I'm still I call myself a recovering perfectionist, and as I call myself a recovering people pleaser because growing up, everyone had to like me and I had to be perfect. And that's like a recipe for humongous disaster. So checking the YouTube stream. The YouTube stream's looking good. So that's my little rant on perfectionism. Took about 20 minutes. I kind of have a few other things I wanted just to touch up on. But if anyone in the chat has any more information about that, I thought that was I did a decent idea right there, kind of saying what I felt about it. But in the end, it perfection is an illusion. Like you're never going to be perfect, and nothing you do will ever be perfect. And realizing that will set you free. That's like the truth that will really set you free, especially if you're like a creative person, because then you can just keep making stuff. And then once you make it and it's done and you're satisfied, like I said, you get to move on. You don't have to sit there thinking like, "Oh, I should have done that to it. Oh, I should have done that to it." You're gonna a year goes by. You're gonna look back, and you're not gonna think about any of those things. You're just gonna look at the whole image, or you're gonna listen to the whole song, or let's look at the whole movie, or look at the whole car you just worked on, or look at the whole surfboard you fixed, or look at the whole relationship that you attempted to fix, or the whole family aspects, and you're just going to look at the general picture. You're not going to a year later look back and think, "Oh, you know what? I should have made that snare louder. Oh, I should like." You're just going to forget about it. And if you do think that, well then you can use that as a tool, as a learning tool, so that if you want to make that a mistake, what's up, Jamie? Talking about perfection is an illusion. It's an illusion. Besides you, Jamie, you're perfect. No, I'm just joking. Don't let that get to your head. Jimbo's perfect though. Your dad's perfect. He's the man. Shout out Jimbo. Um, yeah, lost my train of thought, Jamie, but it's all good. So I'm gonna move on to the next topic. So just do your best, guys, to just get your thing done, get it close to perfect. 80%, 90%, little tweaks here and there, but don't get lost in constant. That's why, like, as a video editor, like a lot of video editors, Jamie said, shout out Big Jim, shout him out. A lot of video editors will have like a revision limit, like they'll revise the edit 2 times. Like you do the edit, you send it to them, and then they're like, all right, can you change this? All right, sure. Get it, send it back, and you get one more revision. Like, all right, change this and this, get it back. All right, it's done. No more. Because you're always going to find something. You're like, oh, wait, that was too long. Oh, wait, that was too short. Oh, that dissolve was weird. Oh, that's a little more on the right. Like, you're just going to, there's always some little thing to find. Like, even with this shot right now, like, oh, I'm a little bit more to the left. Oh, I wish there was a little more room under my chin. I wish there was, there's always some little thing. And you just got to be like, all right, fuck that shit. You got Kate, it's up, Kate, and you and your ring light. It's working great. It's kind of my fill light, because I use my window as my main light usually, big ass window, and then I have this fill light, which is Kate's great ring light. Which funny, the ring light's bouncing on the lens, so I can't tell if it's messing the shot up, but it's all good. Let's see. No, this shot's looking great to me. All right. Kate said it, LOL, hi, you're welcome. Cool, thank you again. We were talking about perfection's unattainable, and we just wrapped up the topic, so you're kind of late. But it's okay. All right. Next topic or two. So I've been doing more YouTube live streams. This is on YouTube. This is just live on the website. So a couple things. I need to start using, I guess maybe Twitch or a third party, because YouTube's only allowing me to have these be in 480p when they like are processed and all that. And that shit sucks. I don't want no 480p. Luckily, it still looks great. And when I compare to other live streams that you can at least click to 720, like the live streaming thing's kind of weird. It is hard to have a 1080p output unless you're really, I just got to figure that out. But I'll look at mine even in 480 just because I'm blessed with the A7S III. And it looks, my 480 looks better than a lot of people's 720. And even some people's 1080. But a lot of people I've noticed, sorry, my itches. A lot of people I noticed they can only click 720 when I go to their streams. Like let's check out what's that guy's name? It doesn't matter. Like they'll only have 720 as their, I'm not gonna look it up now, but yeah. So mine looks great, and for 480, like that's insane. How good this looks for 480. Like I'm very impressed with how good this looks. Ooh, there's some weird thing going on right now though. Is that going on the stream? Oh no, we're good. But because it's hard to stream super high quality footage because there's so much data and bitrate. Once you get up to 1080, it's just lots going on. But I'm in the Ethernet, plugged into Ethernet, and like I said, the A7S III is just the glory of our Savior. It's my new god. I worship the A7S III. But so the goal is to figure out the platform where I can have the final stream uploaded in 1080. You know, I know 4K is a little out of the question right now, but because these are kind of the YouTube ones are kind of documentations as well of the shows. Ideally, I'd want them in 4K, so I'm wondering if I should continually upload the 4K versions as well. What do you guys think? Or just have the streamed version? Because another reason why I like the streamed versions is algorithms seem to push it more. Like I think they're trying to push the streams more. So I get a lot more looks at when it says streamed live and it was a live video. They're different though. Like you can't download them from download sites, and there's something kind of different about how the stream formats are. So I still need to figure that out. But luckily, I do record it on my A7S III, which is sick. I can actually record on the SD card at the same time on that. The Zoom, this guy doesn't let me record on the card as well. At least for now, I need to double check that, but it doesn't let me record on the card. And I don't like that. I don't like that. It makes me angry because if it did, then this would be perfect. Because it doesn't, I'm using the Rode Video Micro on the A7S III. But in the end, because I like to have some music in the background, the mic on top of the A7S III actually does a better job than this, the Zoom, of getting the music and me because it's a broader spectrum, where this is more directional and it really is more of a, like, it's not as much of a shotgun mic in terms of like how it pierces through the airwaves to grab sound. This is going to shut off more sound around and only focus here, whereas the Rode Video Micro mic is going to kind of pick up everything. It's going to pick up YouTube straight ahead, but it's kind of like if you're outside on a windy day, you know, you probably want a little lav with the wind thing that's close to you, as opposed to a mic that's going to pick up everything. But so that's the thing. If anyone has any ideas on the best method, because I think you can Twitch. And I know Twitch is kind of like popping, so I probably should get on it anyway. But I think that'll be the next move. Is I stream with Twitch. Shout out Spencer for showing me the Twitch idea. But I stream on Twitch, and then hopefully I can have that go onto the YouTube at the same time. And I think you can do that. So that's the plan. There is to do the Twitch streaming. Putting on my elbow brace. Getting old's fun. So that's the plan. There is to have the Twitch going. I mean, I still need to test this, but it's funny because I finally have this going so well that if this was only in 1080, I'd be like stoked. So it sucks. So thanks, YouTube. Appreciate you. I'm just joking. I do appreciate YouTube. It's the best. I don't even now. YouTube has like all these free movies coming out on it, and they're like and a bunch of them are sick. That's where I watched The Perfect Host, which was epic, 10 out of 10. They had, Evolution on there. They have the X-Files movie on there. They have, what other movies have I watched lately on there? And I don't know if this is because I have YouTube Premium. And you can like buy a bunch of movies too. What other ones that I watch? Can't remember. Wish it would just pop up. Let's see. 11 best free movies on YouTube. Oh, Terminator is free right now. Let Me In is free. That movie's cool. It's like a vampire movie. Stargate or wow, Slumdog Millionaire. That movie's awesome. Slumdog Millionaire. Wow, I haven't watched that in a while. That's pretty cool. Super Size Me. I need to watch that again. Like all these are just free on YouTube, and I think you can actually watch these free. I don't know if you actually need a the premium. But premium is great. You get no ads. You can do like a family plan. So you could add other people. But yeah, so check that out, guys. If you just want, if you're Netflixed out or Amazon Primed out, YouTube's got a bunch of cool options, and yeah, they're popping off. So check it out. So let's continue down my little list. So If anyone has any, Kate, what do you use Twitch, Kate? I might need to grab some more coffee. I might need to do a quick intermission. We're about 30 minutes in. That sounds good. A little quick intermission, and we'll finish off with the end of the show. All right. BRB gonna grab some coffee. So you got anyone in the chat? Let's see here. We need more coffee. Stat. We need this coffee stat, y'all. This is a nice looking shot. Now I'm wondering, is the camera a little too high? See, look, back to fucking perfectionism. Back to you see, even after years and years of practicing the escape, I'm still obsessed with being perfect. Oh, nice. I'll leave you guys with this banger while I get my coffee.
Start the waves from the top alone, and you know I will take my time with the waves and the days, how they all come as one, and I know I will be alright. Go on, right on, with the ones that will stand by your side. Right on. Gotta take some time, put a little love in your life. It's coming clear to me to see the place with everyone around me. I thought I'd say we made me late.
All right. We're back. Sony focused. We are back. Sony focused perfectly. Thank you, Sony. Shout out Dallas Heller with that Right On track. First big hit 5 years ago. First big hit right here. This song, Right On by Favy, actually played on the radio too, which is pretty cool. Played on the San Diego radio. And that was before streaming had really gotten to this point. So let me tell you, listening to yourself on the radio, that's fun. That is a fun time. Quick side rant. So this Zoom is great, but the one drawback of the Zoom H6 is like the screen angle. So like it's this kind of weird down angle. So if you're using it, like probably you should and have it just with someone else, you can see the screen. But when you're using it yourself, you can't like see the screen. You have to like go like this, but then you're not talking in it, so you can't see your levels. So I should do this little hack with a mirror, and I talk, and with the mirror, let's see if the camera can get this. Oh wait, here we go. All right, with the mirror, can I do it? Oh, it almost can. Oh. With the mirror now, I can see the levels. So that's why this little mirror hack works good. But it's unfortunate because I'd rather not do that. And even the H4 or the H5, like how it's set up, you can see it's up more on the top. So the levels are right here on the top. So you're talking, you can see the levels. And that's the one, see, because there's always that one little thing. That's the one thing that makes this not perfect. But my little mirror thing, go like that. Then I can see the levels. So like right now, right going on right up to negative 12ish. It's perfect. It's perfect. Perfection. So that's my little move there. All right, but let's continue the stream here. So my next point. So dark coffee. This is my next point. Dark coffee. Let me see if I can. I put a link on LinkedIn, and it looks like it's trying to play. I wonder if I can watch this live on LinkedIn. Oh, it didn't like it. It didn't like it. Oh wait, there we go. Does this weird thing where it goes on and off. I think there's too many things going on for the YouTubes. Um, we also have these sounds, the sights and sounds of Venice out there. Sights and sounds. Let's get another banger right here. Let's see, Super Greens 2. It's a little Super Greens 2 action. But so another worldly news, y'all. Coffee. So big coffee guy. Lately, I went from the light coffees, and now I'm going to the dark coffees, and the reason being is acidity. So in theory, there's more acid in a lighter coffee than in a darker coffee. And what that kind of does is give you the little tummy rumbles. It's like anything on the pH balance with stuff that has more acid is gonna kind of do a little something. Whereas it's less acidic, will do a little less. So in theory, or not in theory, in practice, the darker coffees have less acid in general than the lighter roast coffees. This is kind of due to the roasting process itself and just other aspects with the blends being made. But sometimes dark coffee can have a not as great taste, or it's can taste kind of burnt. But they've reached the point of coffee perfection, as the stream is talking about, and the joke is it's not perfect. But now dark roasts can taste really good, and they don't have too much acidity. Now I did buy one coffee that had lower acid, and it claimed it. To be honest, that one kind of sucked. That one kind of sucked. So I'm not gonna say the one it is because it's a nice company and it's all organic and all that. But so I think there's a little bit of a line between when it's dark and tastes great, and then when you get into like it's trying to be low acid and something happens and it just sucks. So be concerned about that. But if your stomach's eating weird from coffee, try that. Try drinking. We got a little bird cameo. Try drinking darker roasts or medium to dark roasts. Stay away from light roasts that have more acidity. That will that could be a cause of some of your stomach problems, or just kind of it's also a little worse for your teeth because it's just more acid, basically just destroying your teeth. One other hot tip for coffee with your teeth is after you're done with your coffee, if you don't brush your teeth right after or after, do a little water swish. I think a dentist told me this. So after you're done, just take a couple sips of water, swish it around, swish it around like mouthwash, spit it out. Do that twice, and then you'll at least got some of the coffee remnants on your teeth, because you'll notice when you pour like coffee out in a sink or just on porcelain that it like almost stains it immediately. Like it almost just stains the white surface. So imagine what it's doing to your teeth. And I used to have dentists ask like, "Oh, you drink a lot of coffee?" Like it was kind of obvious. My teeth were all fucked up from the coffee. But so that's my little tip. And my last dentist, it went very well. I think my teeth were looking good. He didn't say nothing about are you drinking coffee. Yeah, I got the usual. Oh, you grind your teeth. You're like, yes, I grind my teeth. Um, it's even a little more cinematic at the end of this. Oh, look at that. Oh yes, now we are talking. Now we are getting in the cinema. But yeah, so that's my coffee rant. Coffee rant. We're at 40 minutes. I might wrap this up soon because then this file, the um, Instagram file, I can do a little 720p action and makes it nice and easy. Um, let's change gears. The Southern California wind lately. So the waves have been fun lately in Southern California, but damn, it's been windy. It's been like every day's been right around this time, right around I mean it's later now, but even at like 10 a.m. it'll be windy. And then yesterday was like a shit show out here. I'm not sure if anyone was surfing on May 21st, 2021, but it was like a little mini hurricane out there. So I was like, well, hot damn. But so hopefully this wind, I mean, I'm ready for a little just summertime cruising. Like I want a little, thigh to waist high, just nice and sunny, light wind, and just cruise. Like I'm trying to get to that point. We're almost there. I'm hilariously still wearing a 4-3. I could switch to my 3-2 any day, but I can't believe it's basically June and I'm wearing a 4-3. Like what is this? Was a San Fran? Forget about it. Forget about it. Um, let's see here though. So, and another funny thing is I don't know. I need some streamers to help your boy out because another thing is I try to get the audio off this stream on YouTube and I can't even get the audio off because in theory this audio is better than the camera audio that's using the video micro just because this is like right there and well, I guess fell in lust, but this does it's a really good job of blocking stuff and I love how my voice sounds on this. Like it sounds great on that too, but it's a little more tinny. This was a kind of a newer under this wind thingy. There's a you can see it, but I don't want to touch it. But this just really I love how this sounds. Like this is great, and I don't need too much gain. I don't need a cloud lifter, and it just works great. So pumped on that. But if anyone knows kind of their best streaming techniques where you could have the file afterwards and it's 1080p, that's my next go-to. So, but all right, guys, I think I've rambled on for quite enough. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Hero's Journey. Peace.